Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am going to take the lesson Long Walk to Freedom of class 10th, which is written by Nelson Oruli Lala Mandela. He was born 1918 in Franski, South Africa, and he died on 5 December 2013. He is a former president of South Africa. Former means ex-president, the first to be elected in a fully representative democratic election, who held office from 1994 to 1999. Through democratic process, he became a president. Before his presidency, there was no concept of elections. There was a one-man rule. Mandela African National Congress won 205 seats out of 400. His party, African National Congress, won 252 seats, 252 seats out of 400. Before his presidency, Mandela was anti-apartheid activist. Before becoming president, he was fighting against the apartheid system which had been created in South Africa for a long time. Apartheid means discrimination. There was a discrimination on the basis of caste, on the basis of race, on the basis of color. He spent 27 years in prison as South African courts convicted him on charges of sabotage. Why he was put into prison and how much time he had spent in the prison? 27 years. When South African courts convicted him that there were charges against him, the charges of a sabotage. Sabotage means, dear students, he deliberately damaged the public and private property of South Africa. There were also other crimes in which he was involved. He is currently celebrated elder statesman who voices his opinion on subtle issues such as US hegemony. He is currently a celebrated elder statesman, means famous, experienced political leader who voices his opinion on subtle important issues such as US hegemony. US hegemony means, dear students, a group of countries controlled by one country, means US. In Africa, he is popularly known as Madiba. In Africa, he is called Madiba. Apart from being a human rights activist, his primary commitment to include fight against AIDS. Apart from being a human rights activist, he fought against AIDS. Mandela has received more than 100 awards over 40 years. How many awards? More than 100 awards over 40 years. He is also recipient of the Nobel Prize in 1993. He has also received the Nobel Prize in 1993. 10th May dawned bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respect before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. 10th May dawned bright and clear. The 10th May dawned means the 10th May was bright and clear. Bright and clear, it also means there was a joyful mood and a happy mood on the faces of the people when they were going to celebrate this victory. Victory here means the freedom that they had got. Dear students, South Africa had been under the white rule for more than 300 years. On 10th May, South Africa became a democratic republic. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries. Nelson Mandela had been happily besieged, means surrounded by dignitaries, means great leaders, great distinguished persons of the world who had come to pay their respect. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on the African soil. The inauguration would be the largest gathering of international leaders. The international leaders were present on that occasion, who had come to pay their respect. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union buildings. The inauguration ceremonies held at the Union buildings in Pretoria. Pretoria, dear students, it has its own importance. It was the administrative capital. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. And this had been the seat of white supremacy, means this was under the control of the whites. Seat of white supremacy means the center of racial superiority. For many years, this had been under the authority of the whites, and now it was the site of rainbow gathering. Now you see there was a lot of change. Now before there were not allowed any other except the whites. Now it was the site of rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installations. The site of what means the site of rainbow gathering? Rainbow gathering means the people of different sections, the people of different castes, the people of different nations, the people of different races, they were present on that occasion when the African people were going to celebrate, when the African people were going to inaugurate the first democratic non-racial government. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zinani. On the podium, Mr. de Klerk was first sworn in as a second deputy president. Then Thapko Mebki was sworn in as a first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. To the assembled guests and watching world, I said, on that lovely autumn day, before getting freedom, their students, they were not allowed to express their thoughts, they were not allowed to express their emotions, they were deprived of their basic and fundamental rights. On that lovely autumn day, what is symbolized here, it means the fruits. Autumn day means, dear students, South Africa falls in the southern hemisphere. The autumn months are March to May, while as in the northern hemisphere, this is the time of spring. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter. Nelson Mandela was accompanied by his daughter. Her name was Zinani. On the podium, Mr. de Klerk. On the dais, Mr. de Klerk, he took oath as a second deputy president. Then Thapko Mebki took oath as first deputy president. When it was my turn, when it was the turn of Nelson Mandela to take the oath as the president of South Africa, he pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and dedicate himself to the welfare of the republic and its people. To the assembled guests and watching world, I said, dear students, he was addressing the nation on that very day, and what he was going to address in his inaugural speech. Thank you. I am going to take the rest of the lesson tomorrow.